What if your true age isn't the number on your driver's license? What if right now your body's actually older or younger than you think? For too long, we've been guessing about longevity. But in 2026, the game has changed. I'm going to show you my personal longevity roadmap, a blueprint powered by cutting edge AI and biohacking strategies that helped me and can help you dramatically reverse your biological age. This isn't science fiction, it's the future of healthy aging, and it starts now.
You could actually see your body's true age, not just the number of candles on your cake. And what if you had a personalized roadmap to slow it down or maybe even reverse it? Well, guess what? That's not science fiction anymore. We're going to dive into the power of AI to biohack your longevity and move away from that generic health advice to a plan that is built just for you. Hi everyone, Dr. Thomas here. In this video, I'm going to give you a step-by-step roadmap on how to leverage AI and biohacking for personalized longevity. But first, let's break down the basics of aging. All right, so the very first thing you've got to wrap your head around is that you actually have two ages. Yep, two of them. One is on your driver's license, but the other one, well, that one tells the real story of your health. And understanding the difference between them is the absolute key to unlocking control over how you age. So on one side, you've got your chronological age. That's the number of birthdays you've had. It's a fixed number, right? It only goes up. But on the other side, and this is the important one, is your biological age. This is all about the actual health of your cells and your tissues. The best part? It's dynamic, it's modifiable, and this is the number we can actually do something about. Okay, so if we're going to improve our biological age, the first step is we have to measure it, right? We need an honest look under the hood. And for the first time in history, technology is giving us the tools to do exactly that with just incredible precision. So the crucial question then becomes, how in the world do we actually measure and understand our biological age? Well, the answer and the technology that is totally revolutionizing this entire field is artificial intelligence. AI is really the engine that makes all of this personalized longevity possible. It can analyze these massive, complex biological data sets that would be, literally impossible for a human brain to process. It finds the hidden patterns, it predicts outcomes, and it helps us understand not just that we're aging, but how and why our unique body is doing what it's doing. And one of the key tools here is something called epigenetic clocks. Now, think of their DNA as a giant piano. Epigenetics, well, that's the musician deciding which keys to play. Over time, things can get a little out of tune. These AI powered clocks analyze those changes. It's a process called DNA methylation, which is kind of like tiny off switches being placed on your genes. And they give us a remarkably accurate biological age. And it goes way beyond just these epigenetic clocks. AI is powering a whole new suite of amazing tools. We're talking about AI that can look at a standard blood test and predict your biological age from it. Or things like polygenic risk scores, which scan thousands of tiny genetic variations to figure out your personal risk for certain age-related diseases. It's like we're finally getting a high-definition picture of our internal health. So now we've got this incredibly detailed picture of our health. The big question is, what do we actually do with it? Well, this data creates a really powerful feedback loop. It tells us exactly where we need to focus our efforts. And that brings us to our action plan. Our action plan is built on 5 key pillars. We've got precision nutrition, optimized exercise, sleep optimization, stress management, and then finally, we'll take a look at some really exciting emerging therapies. First up, nutrition. Okay, so let's imagine your AI-driven blood work comes back and it flags high inflammation. This is where you start. Instead of just generic diet advice, AI allows for precision nutrition that's based on your genetics and your real-time data. The goal here is to fight what we call metaflammation. That's that low-grade, constant inflammation from modern diets that just aggressively speeds up aging. Next, exercise. We now know that specific types of movement are absolutely crucial for turning back the clock. Optimized resistance training, that's non-negotiable for fighting off age-related muscle loss. And high-intensity interval training, or HIIT, has been shown to have these powerful effects on reversing markers of biological aging right down at the cellular level. It's pretty amazing. Pillar 3 is sleep, which is basically the body's master reset button. See, poor sleep drives inflammaging, that chronic low-grade inflammation that is a hallmark of getting older. By using data from wearables and applying simple habits like blocking blue light at night, we can see in real time how small changes can dramatically improve sleep quality. And that's one of the most powerful levers we can pull for rejuvenation. Let's talk about stress. Chronic stress is a silent accelerator of aging. It triggers this cortisol cascade that damages our cells. So the key here is we have to manage it proactively. And you've guessed it, AI can help with this too. We've got guided meditation apps that adapt to your heart rate, or HRB training that gives you direct feedback on your nervous system's resilience. And finally, we've got emerging therapies. This is really the cutting edge. We're talking about things like NAD plus precursors, which help fuel our cellular power plants, and something called Senolytics, which are designed to clear out old, dysfunctional zombie cells that cause inflammation. Now, I have to be really clear here. This is a fast moving space, and it is absolutely critical to only explore these kinds of options with a qualified medical professional. So, when you put all these pillars together and you power them with this constant stream of AI driven data, you start to realize we're witnessing a fundamental shift in medicine. We're moving from being reactive and just treating disease to being proactive, personalized, and truly preventative. This really gets to the core idea of this whole thing. Aging is not something we have to just passively accept. It is a dynamic and modifiable process. We actually have agency here. And let's be crystal clear about something. AI is not about replacing doctors. It's about empowering you. Think of it as a co-pilot for your health journey. It takes all the guesswork out of the equation, analyzing your unique data to help you and your doctor make smarter, more personalized choices way faster than ever before. This really is a new era of medicine, shifting from simply treating disease to truly optimizing health. And it leaves us with the most important question of all: how can we use AI for longevity? Your personal longevity coach, that sounds like a headline from a sci fi movie, but it's actually the new reality of personal health. So today we're going to dive into the incredible AI tools that are available right now and see how they are completely changing the way we think about aging. Let's get into it. I mean, really think about that for a second. What if you didn't have to guess what's good for you based on some generic article you read online? What if you had a precise, data driven plan that was built specifically for your body? Well, that right there is the promise of these new AI platforms. Okay, but before we jump in, something really, really important. This is a guide, it is not a doctor. These tools are amazing. They're powerful allies in your health journey, but they are here to supplement, not replace, the advice of a qualified medical professional. So please always consult your doctor. So, where do we even begin with all this? Well, the journey starts by looking inside. The first and honestly probably the most foundational category of longevity AI is all about decoding your body's unique biological data. It's about getting a crystal clear picture of what's really going on under the hood. And the key to all of this, it comes down to one word: biomarkers. You should think of them as these tiny molecular signals from inside your body, from your blood, your DNA, that are telling the real story of your health. They show how fast you're actually aging, and this is where hard data completely replaces any guesswork. So, a perfect example of this in action is a service called InsideTracker. It takes a really deep look at dozens of your blood biomarkers, combines that with your DNA and fitness data, and then its AI crunches all of that to give you this one powerful number: your inner age. And the best part is, the goal isn't just to throw data at you. It's to give you a clear, actionable plan to actually get that inner age lower than your real age. And if Inside Tracker is kind of like your annual physical, Tally Health is like calling in the specialist for a deep dive. This platform goes straight to your epigenetics. I mean, from a simple saliva sample, its AI analyzes how your lifestyle is literally turning your genes on and off. It calculates your biological age from that, and then it gives you a plan to hack the aging process at the most fundamental cellular level. It's pretty wild. Okay, so that's the deep dive snapshot. But what about the day to day? Well, that brings us to the tools that literally live with us 24/7. This next category is all about AI powered wearables that give us this constant, real time feedback on our daily habits. And this is a total game changer, because instead of just getting a smack shot of your health once or twice a year, you're getting a continuous stream of data. The AI basically acts as your personal coach, interpreting all this information to help you make smarter decisions about your sleep, your stress, your exercise right in the moment. So who are the big players in this space? Well, you've probably heard of the Oura Ring. It's an absolute master of tracking your sleep quality, and it gives you a daily readiness score, which basically tells you how prepared your body is for the day ahead. Whoop, on the other hand, is just laser focused on balancing your athletic strain with your physical recovery, which is why it's a huge favorite for athletes. And get this, the tech here is getting wild. The Whoop AI coach, for instance, uses the same kind of large language model technology that powers ChatGPT, but it's trained exclusively on your personal health data. You can literally ask it questions like, hey, why was my recovery so low yesterday? And it will analyze your data to give you a personalized answer. It's incredible. Okay, let's talk about fuel. The third area where AI is having a massive impact is nutrition. It's finally helping us move past this really outdated idea that there's just one perfect diet for every single person out there. Take a platform like Viome, for example. It gets, wow, so specific. It doesn't just see what bacteria are in your gut. Its AI analyzes their gene expression to see what those tiny microbes are actually doing. And based on that activity, it generates this super precise list of foods for you to eat or avoid and can even formulate custom probiotics just for you. And all of this, it ties back to one of the absolute pillars of longevity, your metabolic health. It's really just about how well your body manages the energy it gets from food. And trust me, keeping your blood sugar stable is absolutely critical for slowing down the aging process and preventing chronic disease. This is where tools like NutriSense and Levels come in, and where you get those big aha moments. By pairing a continuous glucose monitor with AI, they show you in real time how different foods affect your body specifically. For somebody else, a banana might be totally fine, but for you, it could cause a huge sugar spike that promotes aging, while something like an avocado keeps you perfectly stable. This kind of personalized data is power. Okay, I know. That was a ton of information, right? We've covered biomarkers, wearables, nutrition. So, how on earth do you choose? How do you figure out where to even start? Let's try and synthesize all of this and match the right tool to the right goal. Let's just break it down real quick. If your main goal is just a complete overall health snapshot, you'd probably start with InsideTracker for that inner age score. If sleep is your biggest challenge, the Oura Ring is absolutely your go to. For gut health and inflammation, Viome is pretty much unmatched. And if you are laser focused on turning back your biological clock, well, then Tally Health's epigenetic analysis is where you'd look. So, this brings us to the $1 million question, right? Which one is actually the most effective? Do you have to go out and buy all of them at once? Well, the answer is probably not. In fact, the smartest way to think about it is as a layered strategy. You start with a foundational wearable, like an Oura or a Whoop, to really dial in your daily sleep and recovery. Those are the habits that matter every single day. Then, maybe once a year, you do a deep dive with InsideTracker for that internal snapshot. And finally, if you have very targeted goals, like reducing inflammation, that's when you bring in a specialized tool like Viome or Tally. Right, let's bring this all home. Let's put this knowledge into a clear, actionable plan. Let's build a super simple roadmap for your own longevity journey, starting today. It really just comes down to these 3 steps. First, embrace one of these AI tools. Pick the coach that really aligns with your number one goal right now. Second, get that baseline understanding of your internal health through your biomarkers. And third, use all that data to implement precise, targeted changes to your lifestyle. No more guesswork. Because ultimately, the goal here isn't some sci-fi fantasy about living forever. The real promise of all this amazing technology is about enhancing your health span, not just your lifespan. It's about having the energy and the vitality to live your life to the absolute fullest for as long as you possibly can. Your 2026 longevity roadmap is clear. Embrace AI, understand your biomarkers, and implement targeted biohacking strategies. If you're ready to take control of your biological clock and unlock your younger self, hit that subscribe button and join the Golden Years Pulse community. Now we want to hear from you. What's the one AI tool or biohack you're most excited to try this year? Let us know in the comments below.